Welcome to Attican Plays Workers and Resources, Soviet Republic. All right, hi, this is Attican and welcome to Series 4, Episode 20 of Workers and Resources, Soviet Republic. In our last episode, we had just started all this construction and we had a few buildings for a few flats and things for people's need. And look at this, we have built with our own bare hands, so to speak, a power plant and a couple of processing plants and storage and a coal ore mine and all kinds of good stuff. And I had, you can see right here, I did an experiment, put some houses close to the coal mine in order to get really good turnout at the coal mine, but pollution ran them off the mountain. So I'm relocated them down here. I did have a line where they lived up here and they would take a bus line down here to go shopping. Now I just reversed that. They live down here and walk to shopping and they take the bus to go up to work. But at any rate, look at all this we built. And we also got, got building done over here with, let me run it for just a second. When you first load, if you have any electric track, you get that error signal. You just have to let it run for a second. So, we had our steel mill, but there were no people in it. There were like 40 people or something. And we got our iron ore all set up, and we've got, good production going on in our iron ore processing plant, iron processing plant, whatever they call it. Turns iron ore into iron. And but no people showing up to work. So queued up and built with construction management with this crew here, more housing here and here, built a number of flats in through here, and set up a rail line that goes directly into the steel mill from here. And then went over here and said, okay, what's the problem? Because I started watching some of the buses and workers would get on here, ride over there, and ride back. They weren't doing anything. And what I finally realized is what I needed to do is these people, particularly over here, can't walk to here. So we've got this now as a passenger-only line with multiple buses running and taking them over here so they can go shopping. But then I added this, which is a workers-only line, you can see, with lots of people queued up to go to work. And that line runs up here. Now, between having people living here and able to go to work, and lining up with workers here coming in on the train, having this train still running workers up, and then having a bus service from down here that can pick up folks and bring them up to work. Check out our steel mill. Now, instead of 40 people, we have 400 people. That is more like it. Also notice the coal and notice the iron. It was before just trickling in to the iron, and what I noticed was when I got this up to 400 workers, my production would still be back here somewhere. Now this is after having fixed the coal. The coal was throwing me for a loop because it wasn't automatically going down here. I even rearranged things, put in the storage thinking that was the problem. It turns out that I was missing power in one of these stations. One of these transfer engines wasn't hit with power. When I added that, everything clicked on and off she went. And the other key, and this is an interesting thing, you have to turn on the import. In order to really get that flow of stuff in there, you have to start importing stuff. So as soon as I started importing iron, just a little bit, and importing coal, the floodgates opened, and I guess that just turns on the import storage, and you start getting a lot of pent up, like the coal is completely full. The iron, I just did this. I just turned it on for the iron. It used to just trickle directly from here, but now it's going as fast as it can into there. In fact, now we're going so fast and getting so many people in there that our iron ore processing actually has to work to keep up. So we're going to have to make sure that we have plenty of people out here in this mine, which right this minute we don't. But we've still got our buses headed up there with people. 0 workers there. So what will happen, you know, again, it's the whack-a-mole thing. You fix one thing, you know, have to fix something else. But once we get, you know, we get all the people going up there, we get this thing running pretty close to full, we get good participation on our bus line going up here, then we're going to start pumping some steel out of this little area. So I was just so sick of playing this game with such a crap, in my opinion, crappy way where I just wasn't getting anything out of the steel mill. Now we are. So what we're going to do in this episode is do the same thing to our refinery. I'm sick of this refinery running at 150 people. It should be running at 400 or 450 people. It should be pumping bitumen and fuel as fast as our little old trains can carry it. So let me show you what I've done up here. And the first thing I want to show you is I have plugged in our network into Borislav. And you see this train right here. I've actually added I'm going to have it every other time do an export to the Western Bloc, to Borislav. And this is, no train has run through here yet, so this is a test to see if it works. So we'll watch it together and see if it works. But let me show you the theory of this. It looks super complicated. It is incredibly simple, and that's why I think it just might be right. What we have here is our basic roundabout, but it's connected to these 3 tracks. So each track has a way to come out and get on the roundabout, out, across, and on, out, across, and on, and they all have a way to get out. Well, I'm sorry. Get out onto the roundabout. So this is to come out to get onto the roundabout. Now, if you're in the roundabout and you want to go in there, they each have a way of going in by going around, and then they can go in like this. They can go in like that. They can go in like that, or they can exit the roundabout altogether by going this way. Now that all looks super complex, but it's actually super simple to control, because all we need is a chain signal right here. We need to treat all of this like it's one block, so only one train can be in there. The chain signal says, okay, this block is clear and you've got a clear path over here, take off. And the train will go in. When it's in there and it wants to come out, it'll look here and it'll say, okay, my block is free, I've got a clear thing. And I actually think I've got these, I actually think these should be chain signals. That way, the chain here, shoot. Let me get back in signal mode. The chain here can look and see, okay, my first block is free and I've got a free pass up here, and I can go. And I'm going to put a couple of signals, just basic directional signals, and create another block right here so it'll clear faster. But let's do that first. I'm anxious to see if this works. Let's run our little train in there and see if this works. So let's run that bitumen train into our little complicated looking, but I think simple setup, and let's see if he'll go into a platform and unload and come back out. And it looking good so far. And notice this red signal, but notice how it turns blue as soon as he gets in there. That's because this chain signal can see this block is free, but there's a way to go in through here. So another train came down, they would get that blue signal, which means go ahead if you're trying to chain into one of those. So now this guy's going to make us a bunch of dollars. And then we'll want to see, make sure he can come out, but I'm pretty confident that he can, because again, as complicated as that may look, it is super, super simple. It's gorgeous. And we'll just kill some time and watch it. So he comes out, he sees the change signal says, yep, you are good to go. The block is free and there's a place for you to go. Sure enough, he takes the right turn, takes the right track, swings on around, and heads back on his merry way. And we're going to keep following him because we're going to come up here and I'll show you the other thing I did. Super simple. We've got this kind of plug and play system now with all these roundabouts. But watch as he comes up here. He's going to come into the area near our oil refinery. And you can see that we've just got, let me pause it for a second. We've got a simple line that comes up like this, touches the roundabout and comes this way to allow trains to go through. And then they can come back the way he's doing and get into the roundabout. Up here, again, this is all one block. And he sees his change signal says, yeah, you're good to go. You're trying to go over here. There's a free lane, take off. And he'll go in there, and there he goes. And he's going to start loading bitumen again. And there we go. Now we've brought in a whole new port for us to use. Now let's get back to on what I really want to do. I want to flip this over from 150 to at least 350, if not 400 or 450. So what we have here is designed for a way to supercharge that refinery the same way we did the steel mill. So you'll notice we've still got our existing line that's running here to the refinery and back with our 4 DRG trains, train sets flying along, doing great. Now what I've done is I've cut it off so that they get one of the tracks. That's all they need. There's not 4 of these coming in here at once. There's one at a time. So they're going to have one set of track. The other platform is going to be dedicated to a new line that runs over here to this train station. And it's going to support this new block that I've created, new housing block. And this one's going to be treated like, I'm trying to build just a little mini neighborhood here, a mini city, a village. And so it's going to have full service. It's going to have shopping center. It's going to have the truck delivery. It's going to have a hospital. I say full, everything but fire, because we have fire right here with such good coverage. We're going to just leave that alone and let that cover this area up here. Okay, so now this is more in line with what I like to do as efficient housing block or housing design. So again, we're going to have full service shopping center and a hospital, cinema and pub. All these people, every flat can walk to the hospital and the shopping center. Most of them can walk to the train station, but I don't think all of them can, but that actually is not a problem. Can this guy? Yeah, there's an example one that cannot. And I'll show you how we're going to handle that in a minute. But what we have now is full service downtown, and then I've got it divided. I thought of it as 3 groups of 4. So for each 4 large flats, we have a school, a playground, and a kindergarten. And a school, a playground, and a kindergarten that they can walk to. Then on top, and I actually think I'm missing a school, playground, and a kindergarten down here. I think I am for these 4 flats. There's the playground. I've got the playground. I need a school and a kindergarten, so let's just put them in before I get started here and forget them. School and a kindergarten. School. Use our Johnny Hughes method to get that in there as tight as we can get it. And let's put a kindergarten right over here if it'll fit. And if it won't, I'm going to change that road so it will, and I'm going to change that road so it will. You'll notice too, I didn't do a lot of terraforming. I didn't try to turn this into some big super vanilla flat piece of ground. I just kind of worked with what was there, and it was surprisingly hilly. But I just think they look more natural that way, and plus I'm too lazy to do all that terraforming. I just get sick of it. Okay. Let's see. We need to see if we can walk to those before we commit to them. Okay, so this needs to be able to be in walking distance of these four, and it is, except this guy. He needs a path right there. Let's try this again. Kindergarten, all four. School, all four. All right, now we're ready to go. All right, we got the playground, kindergarten, school, playground, kindergarten, school, playground, kindergarten, school, and I still don't know if that's the right ratio. We'll see. And so the other thing about this is, like I said, most of these can walk to the train station. Some of them down here cannot. That's fine. We'll deal with that in a moment. And then you'll notice two bus stations down here. And what they're going to be for is so that what will happen in our education system is that everybody will walk to a local school and get all the students and get up to a level 1 education. Then they'll walk to the bus stop and hop on the bus and go to university to get a level 2 education. And that'll be, I think, most of the flats will be able to walk. Well, here, if you look at this, all of them, except a couple, can walk to that bus stop. So if we throw in this bus stop here that's closer to those two, now everybody can walk to a bus stop. So all the flats are covered by these two bus stops, which will be student only. This train station will be workers only. And we should be good to go. Now, the first thing I'm going to do, and those of you who are purists, just either stop watching or close your eyes or fast forward through this, but I'm going to go on to auto build, and the first thing we're going to do is improve the roads. So we're going to go in 3 phases here with the roads. The first one is I want to get the street lights and sidewalks that speed up walking for the downtown area where people are walking to have their satisfaction met. We want them to go as quickly as they can. So we'll run it right down here to this intersection. And see, they will be walking through here, so we might as well just go ahead and run it like so. They will definitely be walking through here. Yes, we'll be walking through here. And on this road. And they won't walk through there. That's all the walking. Now that's phase 1. Phase 2, we'll want to build asphalt roads for every place that we need the good vehicle traffic. So the buses, basically. So our buses, we'll pave all of this and then go down here and hook up with this line. Same thing over here. We'll pave this area, and I'm going to pave that even just for looks. That really is just for looks. Okay. Is that all we need for that? So that will allow, let's see, any other bus stuff? Bus. No. Okay. That'll take care of our buses. Then phase 3, we're going to do gravel roads and upgrade all of our service places and all the places where we have it just set up for fire protection. Now, if we were using construction management, we would do the same thing. We would actually queue all this up, making sure our construction management had the ability to move. I'm not sure what's there, if anything. Probably nothing. Let's see. And, yes, and I'll put this road back in that I took out. And we'll do the area over here too. We've got a little money now. Let's upgrade our roads. These fuel delivery to these different stations work just fine with just the gravel roads. They actually work with the dirt roads, but they'll work just fine with the gravel. Do we have any over here we missed? Oh, yeah. Right in here. Ooh, this guy, oh shoot. This guy doesn't have fire protection. Oh man. And the only way to get him fire protection is to knock down a couple of pipes. Well, I said I wanted fire protection on everything, and I'm in it. Let's turn that off. Run our road. Like so. And build that section of road. And then we want to go back to the pipeline and he needed to be, let's see what way, out to this and out to that. Yes, okay. Okay, I'm going up one elevation. Going across this. And down one. Or two. And then, why won't it go in there? Oh, I think I'm using the wrong connection. Yeah, I am. Let's try this again. I'll go up one. There we go. And let's build those. Those are expensive. Let's go ahead and build it. Let's see what we've got here. All right, now we have a decent road network for our new fledgling town. And again, those of you who are purists, just look away. I've got some here that I queued up during the build process. Let's just get those done as well. All right. Okay, so all right, so what we want to do now is build this out, and we want to have our services are kind of first. We want people happy, so we're going to use dollars for most of this because we're up here near the U.S. border. We're just going to build everything. We've got lots of money. Let's go with these dollars. Let's let some of this build and see how we're doing. We do not want to lose out where we don't have dollars coming in, because that's where our power gets shut off. I'm doing a few in rubles. I may just move back over here to rubles for a minute. Okay, so there's our city. We've got our thing. We've got our. All right. Okay. We need to start getting some folks in here. Oh, and the power. Had to actually cut power off to 1, 2, 3, 4 of the substations of the existing network in order to get rid of all the wire that used to be in here. And I'm just not going to make that mistake again. Running that medium wire from the beginning is I listened to a comment I shouldn't have listened to there. But at any rate, run high voltage into a transformer and then do the combination of switches and substations to kind of circle your town and run your power in, and then had to reconnect, of course, all the stuff for the existing power going to these different places. So let's start bringing in some people, and and we're going to bring in bringing in people that can work. We'll just pump in 120 people in each of these. Whoops. Okay, that gives us 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, it gives us all 12. It gives us all 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. This 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I see one road I missed. Let's upgrade this delivery road right there. All right, let's see. And I see a couple of paths I would like to upgrade. And I think we're looking pretty good. Now I want to go check the spreadsheet, and what I want to do is figure out how many of the flats do I need to support everything except the workers going to the refinery. So let's make this a 0, and we can see that we need 4 and a little over of the flats in order to support all this. So let's take 5 of our flats. We have 12 total. We'll take 5 of our flats, or a different way to look at it, we'll take 7 of our flats. We're going to take the 7 flats that are closest to this and assign them to go to work here. And then the 5 flats that are left will be, and we'll make sure we have at least 1 in each of the groups. So 7 would be 3, 2, and 2. So let's do 3 from this one and tell them to go to work here. We're going to tell these people to go to work here. And we're going to tell these people to go to work here. Then we're going to tell 2 of these and 2 of these. If this one can get that far, I'm not sure he can go that. Can he get there? No. Okay. This one I believe can. Nope. We'll take these 2 maybe. Yes. And no. So we'll leave that one alone. We'll take 1 more from here. There we go. All right, so we have certain flats up here closer to the train station that will walk to the train station to work. The rest of the flats will go where they deem necessary, which means they'll tend to go to these, to our downtown areas, to these, and to these to get those staffed. Now, all we need really is our train line, which is already set up. We just need trains. So what we're going to do here is take the motor wagons, our diesel. Don't do this to me. I have a feeling I'm going to click that and it's going to give me like 4 trains all hooked together. Oh, thank you. It's only 1. And it's 115. I was thinking about, I was going to use the older ones and actually link them together to get a couple, but 115 is pretty nice. Let's do 3 of those. That should be pretty nice. All right. So we're going to have this guy, and we're going to tell him that his line is, and we'll have to do it. Let me run this to daylight. Jeez, it's hard to see. All right, now we need trains. So let's set up our line. Now our line, the way this works, and let me show you. Sorry, didn't mean to sound frustrated. Forgive me. The way the hookup runs for this is you come out and you go this way to a chain signal, which allows you to get into the system. And any train we want to send back, we'll do it from over here so they can come out this way and come back in to the depot. So let's set. So that means that we need to put this platform on as the first stop. So stop there first, and then go downtown and get all those many people that are waiting. Okay, there's one, and we'll copy it to our other 2. And as soon as one clears, we'll start the next one. So here comes one out. So you see how we're losing workers? They waited too long, but now that we'll have steady train service after this, so we should. So we got 80 workers waiting, and we're going to pick up a whole bunch of them. This train has 115 workers on it. Let's see what happens here. We're up to 233. All right. That's more like it. Now, what we should have here is a self-sustaining neighborhood where these people will get their happiness up fairly quickly. They'll be able, let's see. Let me improve this as well. $430. That's more like it. Now we have a refinery and a steel mill that actually work. And now we should start seeing some money coming out of here. Absolutely, positively. All right, so that was the big thing I wanted to accomplish. But the other thing is, I made mental notes. Sorry. One last thing. We are missing one thing. Need to set up our bus line that's going to run down to school. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We're going to run 4 buses on each line. And we're going to tell you to go here and go straight to the university. Before I do that, I'm going to set this to, we don't take workers and we don't take passengers. We don't take workers and we don't take passengers, only students. Okay, so let's start over. You go here and here. Copy. Start, go, just to make sure I don't get the wrong one. Okay, copy 4 of them. And let's start down this end and say you sorry, I'm totally lost here. Go here and here. No, I've already got that one. Oh, that was that first. That's where I started. Okay, I want to do him again. I want to tell him to go here and here. And I'll take out his first two stops. Now he should be going to this one. Yes, all right. So you can start, and we'll copy his line and give him to the other three. And I could space these out a little bit, but I'm just going to fire them off. Start, start, start. And where's fuel? There's fuel way over here. That's kind of out of the way. Do we want to put in another filling station? Yeah, I think so. We're gonna put a filling station, a gas station, along the route somewhere. Maybe. Well, I've got no. They can go over there and get fuel. That's no. See, they're already doing it. They can go over there and get fuel. No big deal. All right. And how are we looking? 390. Perfect. Well, good. Not perfect. All right. Let's see what else. Oh. Now we need to have a. Let's see how many vehicles I've got going here. I've got one going here, so I'm going to have a truck, covered hull, and I'm going to have him go here and deliver here, and he will load food. Wait till you're full. Go here and unload food until you are completely empty, then do it again. And start. And then we'll get another one. Let's see, going to want 3 total for now, so I'll get 2 more. And we're going to have one go, I think here, to the distillery, and then go over to the pub and load until you're full alcohol. Go to the pub and unload. Alcohol and start. And we still need our clothing. So he's going to go to clothing. We'll have him go to this factory right here. Load up with clothing and then go to here and unload clothing. I sometimes with this interface, I will be on the first one, add the second one. Think since I added it, I must be editing it, but I'm not. I'm actually editing the first one. I think that's what happened there. So you go here, you pick up clothing until you're finished. Then you go to the cargo station and unload until you're completely finished, and you start. So that's clothing, alcohol, and food. We're not ready for meat yet. We don't have that running yet, but let's go. Okay, now we have a refinery. Let's see if we still have a steel mill. And we have a steel mill. And we spent a whole bunch of money now look at all this coal we're importing. What gives with that? Huh. Okay, we've got coal ore coming down. Okay, we're still working on that second power plant. Okay, we are in the happy situation of outproducing our raw materials, which is actually a good thing as far as making a profit goes. You don't make as much when you have to do the imports, but at least you're producing and you're selling something. You got something to export. Okay, these guys are looking good on their happiness. Okay, I'm seeing a trend, not enough sports. Or something's wrong here. Why are we... Oh, let's get some ambulances too. I don't know how else to judge these except just get the fastest ones we can get. Okay. It's weird that they're going down here to get people. I find that weird anyway. Okay, so this is perfect. If these trains keep coming back and just queuing up, and there's always one ready to come in right after this one leaves, we don't miss any workers. We get them all. Beautiful. Perfect. Perfect. And you can see both of our trains are out making deliveries right now, yet our we're getting ahead on the fuel and bitumen. So what we want to get to is the situation where these trains can barely make it down there to make the delivery and make it back in time. In fact, as we speed this up, we're going to see the other new problem that we have, which is we just got too much going on in this one station right here. All these trains are wanting to get in, except for this one. All these trains want to get in there to make exports. Now that's ka-ching, ka-ching. That's a great problem to have. You know, two people lining up to make you money. That's a great thing for your trains, but it is slow. That's the problem with starting with Molna. I tell you what we're going to do. We're going to dump that coal export. There's no reason for that. Now that we've got a better steel mill, I actually thought I'd gotten rid of all of those, but we're going to pause the game once he's done. I think I'm going to send this train back to the depot. We'll send him back there. We don't need the traffic tie-up, and we don't need to be exporting the coal and importing coal at the same time. That's silly. So the one flaw in this, of course, since he wants to go straight through, you know, if you were really worried about the throughput, we would have a way for him to get on through here without. And actually, why can't... Oh. Now, why doesn't he go into this circle? It's a good thing. He won't go into the circle because he's looking at a change signal which says the circle is open, but there's no block ahead to be open. And so when this is opened up, that's when he would go. That's the way it should be. And we've got two trains here wanting to bring oil up. They want to go directly through. So once this guy gets in, these two trains will take off, and they'll be able to go right on through. There we go. And this one will go right on through. So is this perfect? No, of course not. But it's getting there. And again, no gridlock, regardless. All those trains coming together there and zero gridlock, which is exactly the amount of gridlock you want. Ooh, 270, that's no good, but right back up. Okay, all right, so let's stop right there. What we did there was kind of my style of getting an industry going, two industries going. We now have a real steel mill that actually produces steel and has workers in it and can keep trains moving out with loads of goods to be exported. Same oil, bitumen, and steel. So and you know, if we were inclined to do more construction management, we could send that steel out to our new sites, and maybe we'll do another construction management before this is over. And oh, look at this, we actually have another power plant. So maybe before we go, we can think about the power plant. I think what I want to do with this one, oh my goodness. You know, if we just plug it into our system, we can actually start exporting up at Borislav. Because right now, we're importing power. Let's see, what are we spending? Let's do last month. Okay, whole bunch of construction, not a surprise. 35,000 in power. Now, the other thing is our power consumption is going to go well up because this guy now is going to have, you know, that's going to be 300 is going to be a low day for him. So he's going to draw a lot of power. Our power consumption up here in this Western Block grid is going to get greater. But we already got it hooked into our system. So why don't we do this? Why don't we... Let's get a bus line going out to here From where? Probably from here. I've got a couple of lines running from here. Yeah, we're doing a good job on the coal ore. All right. Now what we need to do here to get him to fill up, we need to import a little bit of coal. And he should start taking coal. Yeah, there. See this? Now he's going to start taking coal from this. See it flashing? And he will fill up with coal. Good deal. All right. So he's got coal. Now we need a line. It never ends, does it? We're going to have to move these people, probably relocate them over here because of pollution. I think I said that. Did I say that? Maybe I didn't. But see that? All this is very dirty stuff. And we're going to have to relocate this side of town. This housing unit here is going to need to move over here, and we'll give them a bus connection to go downtown. So first things first, let's get our bus connection. From here to here. Copy the lines and start all these buses. Okay, so we should see workers fairly soon get into this. And once it's daylight, we will hook this power plant into our grid. We've got so many people going in here now, it's actually hard for them to keep up. That's another one. Pollution over here could be a problem too, since we really have a factory now, not just a play toy for a factory. Let's view our pollution over here. Yeah, it's getting out into here, so we'll have to watch that to see if we're too close for some of those flats. I did, by the way, knock down one oil rig right out here, right out there. Somewhere right in there, because it was too close. I think it was, too close to these. I didn't want the pollution leaking over into that area. And you can see it's coming out to about here now from the oil. Okay. Let's power you up. I think the easiest way to do that is going to be to put a high voltage switch and I want I want to delete the line, not the pole. I think you have to delete the pole though, unfortunately. I want you to go there. I want you to go ever so slightly clumsy here. Now I have no experience. You guys tell me if you've seen this, but I've experienced where these construction offices never seem to pick up the fact. Which road is this? They never seem to pick up the when you add stuff. I've never noticed them actually getting it. Oh, you know what? You know what? That's my bad. Roads. There. I didn't queue them up to be constructed. They should. These guys should be picking it up. It's in their range. Well, we'll see if when we come back, we'll see if that ever gets built. Oh, and one last one. There's still no wood. There's tons of trees and no wood. Lots of workers, no wood. Don't know what's going on there. All right, let's wrap up right there finally. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope it'll help you become a better player, and I hope you'll join us for our next Workers and Resources Soviet Republic video. Thank you.